And thanks for staying with KXLY. I'm Aaron Luna. This is Nightside. We have new details in the officer-involved shooting that left a Cheney man dead. He's been identified by the Spokane County Medical Examiner as 40-year-old Stephen Anderson. Police say he was armed with a knife and threatened officers. Now a close friend of Anderson's says none of that makes sense. He spoke to Kyle Simchuk in a story you'll only see on Nightside. And Kyle, the two were on the phone just hours before those shots were fired.
Well, yeah, Aaron, he says Anderson seemed to be in good spirits, and the two were even planning a weekend fishing trip. He described Anderson as a kind-hearted person and says the story from police just doesn't fit with the man he knew.
Cheney's got shots fired on their person with a weapon call.
A deadly encounter late Monday night in this grocery store parking lot between a man with a knife and 3 Cheney police officers.
He didn't obey their orders to drop the knife. He aggressed toward them. They fired their weapons.
Police are still investigating what led up to those officers firing their guns, killing 40-year-old Steve Anderson.
Steve was just a very kind-hearted person.
John Wilson has been Anderson's best friend since first grade. They talked on the phone 2 hours before Anderson died.
He seemed to be in good spirits. We were just having a normal conversation.
Wilson says Anderson lived in Cheney and was the father of 2 young children, a jack of all trades who would always stand up for people.
He was very kind, very giving.
Wilson says he was shocked and confused when he learned his friend was dead.
None of it fits. None of it makes any sense at all. I don't understand this.
Wilson does believe Anderson had a knife on him.
He had a knife collection ever since we were little kids. He liked knives. He always had a knife on him.
But he doesn't think that his best friend would ever use it to hurt anyone.
He didn't use it as a weapon. He carried it as a tool. It was like carrying your wallet.
Especially a police officer.
I feel like there definitely needs to be an investigation done, not only way outside of Steve's character, but also seems like kind of pretty excessive force. The guy had a knife, and there's 3 police. I mean, haven't they heard of, like, you know, the sandbags, rubber bullets? The guns were absolutely not necessary. It just blows my mind.
And a search of court records shows Anderson has been investigated for burglary and domestic violence in the past. The 3 Cheney officers involved have been placed on administrative leave, which is standard protocol during an officer-involved shooting investigation. Live in studio tonight, Kyle Simchuk, KXLY for Nightside.